Hey there, Postal here. So, quick disclaimer before we even get into the video. I will be streaming tonight if you're watching the video on release date, so that's October 25th. I'm streaming Friday instead of Saturday. So it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time until I get too tired to stay up. Hopefully midnight, we'll see how that goes. Today we're going to talk about the FW190D, this time with Emma as the pilot. We're going to talk about that for a little bit, and then we'll do some flight. Let's take a look. Alright, so I just posted a video on the FW190D. I really like this plane. I've liked it a lot ever since I got it, actually. It took me some time to get used to some of the other planes on this line, but I've really liked this one. So let's take a look at this in more detail than we did in our last video. And then we're going to take a look at what Emma does to this plane and what I can do in the future with her. So you've got these two rockets. You've got one bomb, 250K. They're not overly great. They're not bad for Tier 7. At Tier 8, they're the same exact setup, would be a little bit weaker. But at Tier 7, they're okay. However, that okayness is what brings the FW190D to be a pretty good plane as a multi-role fighter. Now, keep in mind, as a multi-role fighter, you should be trying to do a little bit of everything. You're not the best at anything. Any of the multi-role fighters, you can't say that of. But you can do a little bit of everything, and that's really your niche. Let's take a look at the armament on this particular plane and how I have it set up, and then we'll go from there. So you've got two 13mm machine guns, you've got two 20mm cannons, machine guns, and between those two you've got some items that can do some relatively consistent damage, right? You'll have those 13mm machine guns just like doing minuscule damage in the background at all times. You got the 20mm cannons that are doing like consistent chunk of damage. And you've also got these two 30mm cannons. Now the 30mm cannons go crazy. You'll notice when I fire the cannons, they're just going left, right, everywhere but center sometimes. But when they do hit the target, they are really, really good. They do chunk damage. They damage modules, knock out pilots, the wings and tail are getting knocked out, all kinds of crazy stuff. These guns are very good for taking down heavy fighters, ground attackers, bombers to a lesser degree simply because bombers are up so high. But they can do that kind of heavy-duty damage. And if you're not liking the way that the 30mm cannons work, my suggestion would be keep at it. The reason being is, especially on a lot of these German planes, the 30mm cannons is what you're stuck with. And so you might as well train yourself to use them a little bit better. They do excellent damage. And so if you're able to leverage them properly, you can surprise a lot of people. You can knock out planes in a matter of seconds, 1 to 2 seconds, with these cannons if you're able to hit. So they can be very strong. You've got your rockets, you've got your bombs. I just simply use these for like taking out minuscule targets on the ground. You're not going for a mining facility, going for the center part. That's not what they're intended for. You drop that bomb on one target that may have a bunker of some sort, a heavier target, but a smaller, heavier target. You can use the rockets for a couple tents and things of that nature. The 30mm cannons can also be used for tents, so if it's just like literally one tent, feel free to shoot at the ground with this plane. You can do that. You've got that ability to do air and ground, and you should do that. Otherwise, if you're not using the bombs and rockets, you might as well be in a fighter or a heavy fighter. There's no reason to be in a multi-role fighter if you're not trying to do a little bit of everything. The way I've got my plane set up is for speed, even with Emma being added to this, and she buffs the defenses of the plane, which we're going to talk about in just a second. I still have it built for speed. I'm actually going to change out this gas-operated action, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So first and foremost, on the cockpit equipment, collimator sight is a must. You've got the option for the cockpit crew, cockpit armor, who cares? Don't use it, don't need it. You don't want it for this plane. You want the firing accuracy, you need that. Next, I've gone for speed. I like to use this plane to try to catch up to planes that think that I can't, and take them down. So heavy fighters, I use the speed to get from sector to sector. Again, you're trying to capture sectors. You're winning the game, A, B, C, always be capturing. And by doing that, getting to each sector quicker, I'm making my life easier. and keeping up with those heavy fighters, not letting them get away. So advanced polished skin, yeah, it ruins my maneuverability a little bit. You don't have good maneuverability with this plane anyway, so what do I care? Build up that speed. The argument could be made for either the reinforced skin or the reinforced airframe based on some of Emma's benefits. If you're going to choose one of those two, I would choose the reinforced airframe. It ruins the maneuverability again, but you don't have maneuverability anyway, and you increase your hit points, and then whatever bonuses you get with that, you get those additional bonuses. I mean, you can see here I've got some in the depot. I've got a bunch in the depot. Holy cow! You know, this one here would have increased the HP by 10%, really 14% with her benefits. Her resistance to fire would be increased. The tail's resistance to critical damage would be increased, and yeah, the roll maneuverability is jacked. This is the one that I would go with, just because if you go with the reinforced skin, you're ruining your airspeed. You're not ruining it, but you're lowering your airspeed, and you don't want to do that in the Dora, or really any of the FW190s, but especially the Dora, because you run into so many tier 8s and you want to keep that speed. So I wouldn't go with the reinforced skin. I would go with the reinforced airframe. I'm still going with the polished skin, just because speed. Speaking of speed, for my engine equipment, I'm going with the boost injection system. This helps the acceleration when boost is activated. And so, you know, with the multi-role fighter, you've got a decent amount of boost, and so that helps. Yes, it lowers the boost availability, but that's where that kind of counteracts. You start off with like 14 seconds or something like that. I forget exactly what. Oh, a lot more than that actually, like 22 seconds probably, or maybe even 25. I've still got 19 seconds worth of boost, and that boost is more effective. On top of that, some of the bonuses definitely help. The only option here that would benefit or help the benefits of Emma would be the engine armor protection, and that lowers your airspeed. So I just wouldn't use this. And again, that's the reason why I've just like ignored that that HP buff, protection buff that Emma gives. She gives so many other buffs that I can ignore that and still keep my speed with this plane. Instead of the injection boost system, you could conceivably do uprated engine. There's certainly no harm in that. That just gives you better engine thrust across the board. So it's more effective when you're not using the boost, whereas the injection boost system is more effective when you are using the boost. I've just gone with the boost system. I like the way that it melds with this particular plane. The last option here, I've got gas operated action, and I've had this for a while. I'm actually going to go with reinforced bolt carriers. Your accuracy is already ruined. I keep saying ruined. It's already lowered by the gas operated action, so the firing accuracy negative impact to the reinforced bolt carriers is negligible, since I'm already being negatively impacted by that. But it helps with your burst length, and that can be really helpful with 30mm cannons. I like that a lot. So I'm going to try that out. I might, if this doesn't work out for me, I might go with the long gun barrels. Now, the long gun barrels gives longer range to these guns, and these guns are relatively short range, but it lowers the burst length. So it's giving you more distance to be able to shoot them, but less time to do it in. And that can be helpful. I tend to do long gun barrels on either planes that have incredibly short range guns or incredibly long range guns. If you've got incredibly short range guns, I just want to get them to something that's usable. If you've got incredibly long range guns, adding that percentage to make them friggin' sniper rifles from miles away is hilarious and awesome. And typically those kind of guns don't have a burst. You're shooting once every 1.5 to 2 seconds anyway, so lowering that burst length means nothing. So that's when I typically use my long gun barrels. So in this instance, I'm going to use reinforced bolt carriers. I'm going to try that. Special project of the U.S. What? I think I'm going to go with the experimental though, and we're going to buff this up here really quick. Enhance. I'm only going to be enhancing to advanced. Hey, rate of fire, nice. It actually gave a gas operated action impact anyway. Just to kind of give it a baseline. I'm not going to put it to that legendary equipment kind of slot. And the rate of fire buffed again, so look at that. With the bolt carriers, I've got a 7% rate of fire increase, which is basically like half a gas operated action attached to it. So cool. This is actually should be really, really good for me. As far as consumables are concerned, this is a fighter. I mean, it's a multi-role fighter, but it's a fighter. So it doesn't catch on fire often enough for me to justify a fire extinguisher. And to be fair, if I worry about that, I'm going to set the firefighting skill. I'm not going to waste a consumable slot on that. I'm just going to use the first aid package, which is exactly what I want. I want my pilot to get back in there. I do have pneumatic control assist on here, and this is simply, I don't use it all that often, but it's simply for those times where I need to outmaneuver something really quickly. I accidentally got myself stuck into a dogfight. If I'm going up against a light fighter, then I'm SOL no matter what. But if I'm up against an F4F or something like that, an F2G, something that's got reasonable maneuverability, but if I can use the pneumatic control assist, I can get myself out of the trouble. That's what I typically have it for. Engine cooling, I think, is a must on this plane. That extra 10 seconds of boost every once in a while is super helpful. I don't get the engine knocked out all that often. I don't know about you. I fly this plane quite a bit, or have in the past, and don't really have an issue with the engine getting knocked out. It may happen from time to time, but not enough for me to worry about. So the manual engine restart is not a necessity. Once you specialize it, you get 2 slots here. You can put the manual engine restart in if you really want to. You probably should, actually. I am a glutton for masochistic punishment, and I've put the improved mixture control on here, which gives me that extra thrust and cruise speed. It's awesome for just more speed. I'm okay with doing that. I recognize that I'm an all or nothing kind of plane setup like this. Sometimes it's all, and every once in a while it's going to be nothing. Potentially I could get my engine knocked out and set on fire, and I'm in a lot of trouble. I'm willing to deal with the repercussions of that because 95 to 98% of the time everything's hunky-dory. Universal ammo on here, because why not? You might as well. I don't know. I just sell my gold ammunition when I get it. I know there's people out there that use it. I don't know which one you would use because I don't use it. But universal ammo, there's no harm in using universal ammo. Let's go ahead and service this. Now let's take a look at Emma now. So we've got our plane set up. Even before Emma joined it, I enjoyed it quite a bit, but even if you didn't enjoy it, it was at least serviceable. Again, you want to lean in on the multi-role factor of it. It's not a fighter, it's not a heavy fighter. It's a multi-role fighter, do a little bit of both. Emma here, the first thing that you get is the FW190D Expert. Now this only works on the Dora. You don't get these benefits from if you put her in some other plane, so do keep that in mind. Increase the boost duration by 10% and the range of the forward firing weapons by 10%. That is probably why my 19 seconds worth of boost is 19 seconds. Just dawned on me. So the range of fire is already 10% longer. It's great. You always take that. Any extra range for free is good. Boost duration, extra 10%. Like it, no arguments, right? The other thing that she does benefit is increases the positive effect of the mounted equipment on aircraft durability and resistance. So this is where I was talking about the boost in the HP. The boost with the engine or the wings durability. I'm not taking advantage of that, but if you wanted to, this is where it comes into play. It's 40% positive impact on those factors. And so, yeah, if you're getting 10% extra HP, you're actually getting 14% extra HP. So just keep that in mind. That, again, all those skills right there only work on the Dora. This here, however, the high altitude maneuvering works on any plane. So if you did put her in some other plane for some reason, you get this benefit. So obviously he's working on the Dora as well. Increases maneuverability at high speeds and acceleration in a dive by 10%. What are high speeds? So that's where you're in the yellow in your speed. Yellow on the high end, not yellow on the low end. Stop it. And so yellow or red, you're in your high speed. So your maneuverability is increased. Your acceleration in a dive is increased by 10%. And that's, I don't want to say that's significant on the dive part, but it's usable. The Dora is a German multi-role fighter, and those multi-role fighters do tend to have a slightly higher altitude performance than the vast majority of other multi-role fighters. So there is a benefit to this. If you put her into a heavy fighter, you'd get even more benefit out of this feature, but it's still not bad for a German multi-role fighter pilot. You also increase the maneuverability in turns and reduces stall speed by 5%. So your maneuverability is already increased by 5% just by adding her into this, outside of everything else. So this can be very helpful, especially in the Dora, with the Dora having such a detriment when it comes to maneuverability. Any additional percentages is tossed your way, like take it. Take it and run, right? You get her with 6 points, excuse me, 5 points, my apologies. So I had an extra point. I just put that towards firefighting. That way I can, if I do get set on fire, I can try to extinguish it just by maneuvering. And we're fine. We're going to go with that. I do need to work on her, try to get her up to like 10 points or something like that. And we'll see what I go with. If I go accuracy route and go like to marksman 2, if I go to, with like engine guru, I very might well go with either adrenaline rush or resilience, something else. I don't know. I'm gonna test out the plane right now with you all, and we'll see. Getting an extra 5 points on a pilot's gonna take a hot minute, so I got plenty of time to decide where else I might want to go. So that's everything about the Dora in more detail, especially than the last video that I just posted. Let's take a look and see if Emma has made a big enough difference to our gameplay. Alrighty, so this battle is a tier 7 battle. Unfortunately with the map, it doesn't have the middle sector. It is what it is. Unfortunately, doubly unfortunately, we're up against a Yak 3RD. A Yak 3RD versus a Dora, it's going to be an issue. All that speed that I was talking about, hey, get that speed, means jack crap against a freaking jet plane, or a rocket plane, whatever the 3RD is. Rocket, right? I can't get away from that plane, and I can't outmaneuver that plane. So the key in this kind of situation, this is actually a really good discussion point, because a lot of people have been posting comments on, or you see them in the chat, like upset about some plane that they got to deal with, a P-61 or some BS like that, some broken plane that Wargaming won't fix. Well, the same thing happened with the XP-54 when it first came out. Oh, wrong freaking button. I just dropped a bomb and I meant to fire a rocket. I'm not going to go fighting an XP-54, for instance, right? It doesn't make any sense. Kind of like me trying to freaking outturn a P-40. So instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be effective everywhere else I can be effective. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm not going to go try to find this Yak 3RD and try to fight him, just like I wouldn't try to go fight an XP-54 or a P-61, right? It just doesn't make any sense. What I can do, though, is try to be effective everywhere else. Let's go capture these sectors. Let's pay attention to where he's at. Kind of seems like he's over here. Is that him? No. But let's try to see where he's at and try to avoid him, if possible. And if I can avoid him and just capture sectors and do those kind of things, I've beaten P-61s. You beat them that way. You beat XP-54s. I can beat planes that are totally able to kick my butt simply by playing the objective, not playing against the plane. I mean, technically I'm playing against the plane by avoiding the direct interactions. I should be using my F keys here. Go. This is where I'm going to hit the frickin' pneumatic control assist, get my guns turned around as quickly as possible. Go. The old F7. Let's see if I can get some friendlies over here. Do I have any friendlies over here? There we go. Got the sector anyway. That's where like that pneumatic control assist comes in really handy. Is like I'm dogfighting, which you really shouldn't do with this plane. But I'm dogfighting versus this air defense aircraft, which isn't the end of the world kind of dogfighting. All right, let's boot. Let's keep the pressure up, right? So in this kind of situation, here's that freaking Yak. God dang it. Alright, well luckily he's not paying attention, so he's got things you see. We're putting so much pressure on him. For him to win, he's got to keep capturing sectors. And we're keeping that pressure on him. The plane may be better. Actually, I don't think the plane's better, but the plane may be built to destroy my plane. That doesn't mean that I can't come out on top with better strategy. Yes, man, I can tell a difference in the range, actually. I can definitely tell a difference in the range. also think the, I was about to drop the bomb or something, but it looks like we're just going to capture this straight out. Nice. Oh, shoot. Okay, I was like, where's this guy? You know, strategy goes a long way. Like, people bitch about overpowered planes, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, a B-29C, I get it. You know, grab my ankles. I'm ready for it, but I'm not going to just give up. There's definitely been times where you can overcome the odds, so to speak, and surprise the enemy team. They may end up with friggin' 25 or 30,000 personal points, but you win with 11,000 because you were able to do what needed to be done to get the win, right? Is bombers the closest thing to me? Alright. Get that boosting going here. There's a ground attacker below me as well. We got the extra boost. I know there's a heavy fighter helping me do this, or I'm helping him technically, probably. Down, get this ground attacker. Alright, they've got that, oh, yep, there's going to be the activity. They've got the airbase, which is actually a good thing. I can get some extra personal points out of this. We're definitely going to win. I got to be heard. Whoa. I say as I screw up. We're definitely going to win, but it'd be nice to get some extra personal points out of it. Come on, wing. Get fixed. Go. Excuse me. There we go. So I try to, in a plane like this, stay up at a reasonable altitude. You know, you pay attention to the... pay attention to the white part of your altitude and stay up at it as close to that as possible. So where the white and yellow kind of blend. Go. Getting some of that sweet, sweet personal pointage here. Alright, here's this yak. We're at the end of the game here. Ah, never mind. I was going to try to shoot him. Probably could have. So with the way that this plane is set up, all you need is your 30mm cannon to hit once or twice, and that guy would be dead. He was on low enough hit points. So, not a lot of personal points here. This map's not really built for a lot of personal points in this kind of situation. But not bad. I'm not complaining, right? Got a good win. Solid game. Good strategy. Let's take a look at the next battle. Alright, second battle here. 5-sector map. All garrisons, so garrisons are going to win games. This tier 7 battle again. Got a ME-410 on the enemy team. Those things can be a pain. That being said, I can outmaneuver him. So we've got that. And that's how you got to kind of think when it comes to your plane. You look at the enemy list, especially the humans, and you say, okay, what am I up against? Oh, it's a light fighter. Well, I can outspeed that guy, right? You hang on to your boost so you can boost away from him in that kind of situation. Oh, this time I'm up against an ME-410. Well, that's all well and good. I can outmaneuver him, and I can probably speed with him a little bit more than he realizes. So I can take advantage of that, right? What am I doing here? I'm going to try to get some ground damage done. I've got a lot of friendlies here, so I can let them engage the... nope, that didn't work. Engage the actual air defense aircraft. That didn't quite work out as like I wanted it to. Still got my bomb here. Heavy fighters inbound? Yes. Captured the sector already. That's fine. I'm going to go along to this garrison here. If I go here... yeah, I'm going to go here, and that way I can go there. Is that the right move? I guess we'll find out. There's both the heavy fighters, so... yeah, we'll sneak in here behind them. Can we get a freaking extra sector here? Got the Yak-9 on my team. Okay. Not the best for capturing sectors, but... That's fine. Unfortunately, I'm all by myself over here. I do have some heavy fighters inbound though, so we should be okay. You can see what I mean. Like, now I'm outmaneuvering these heavy fighters. That's what this plane can do. It can outmaneuver heavy fighters. It can outspeed regular fighters. So I would boom and zoom versus regular fighters. I wouldn't try to outturn them. And like, that's the thing with the plane like the door is you can't like just go in saying, oh, I'm gonna go freaking attack a yak and be complaining because you got outmaneuvered. Like, what do you expect to happen? I'm gonna go down here and knock out some tents. There we go. Is there another? Yeah, here we go. I can knock this one out pretty easily. Alright, now we go to the center. We're moving along. Moving along, moving along. Alright, let's actually go over this one then. No need to go to the center where there's going to be a cluster of stuff going on. We can head on over to here, still capture, and then make a decision. B-32, huh? Am I on enough HP to do something versus this guy? The answer is yes, even though I didn't get the kill. It's fine. B-32, the non-overpowered American bomber. Collision warning indeed, holy cow. I'm gonna drop a bomb here because I can't get my rocket. Normally for the rockets you've got to do some ground damage with your guns first. I can't knock this guy out. Help my friendly. Come on. Oh my goodness. He's just spinning. He's not doing anything special. There we go. I still got my rockets though. What can I use them on? Let's use them on nothing. Cool. Alright, let's keep on keeping on. Now I head center. Do I? Shoot. Kind of want to go north because I figure they'll capture that. But no, they're going to capture the center really quick because the B-32's there. B-32's got a million bombs, but it's not as good at defending itself as B-29 is. Alright, so now unfortunately we've got to wait for this section to unlock, but that's fine. There's worse things in the world, right? Like a B-17G, that's definitely worse. Alright, so let's hit F3. We'll get everybody to come over here and hopefully help us. We're up on capture points, but not enough to feel comfortable by any means. Alright, I'm going to hit 2 key here, get my pneumatic control assist going on here. Just because I want to try to kill this guy as quickly as possible. Here we go. Let's go ahead and I've got my rockets. Oh, I've got my bomb back already and everything. Let's see what we can do here against the ground. I'm going to try to fire my rockets here. The old F7. Go. Don't even need to hit F7. Alright, let's go over here. Good thing I came to this one because that one just got locked. So let's head on over there. Again, still. God dang it, man. Freaking B-32 is just B-32ing it. And my Yak 9 quit. Cool. I can't control what I can't control. What I can control, though, is where I send my bots. So let's control that. Man, I'd love to try to kill that guy, but I can't. Alright. My rockets aren't back yet, but my bomb is. So I'll use my bomb here. Unfortunately, we're going to have a ton of frickin' planes all over us. This is not the situation you want to be in Adora, where you're the focus of attention. I want to frickin' hit my shots for the love of everything's holy. Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Shoot, I'm screwed. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh, man. Not a lot I could do about that, though. Not a lot I could do. Sucks. What terrible timing on the death. Oh, well. Well, we'll see if our team can pull it out. Well, unfortunately, a defeat. A little bit more points than last time. A close enough game. Like, if I didn't die, I think we could have won that, right? I'm pretty confident we would have won that, actually. So, that's on me. We should have paid a little bit more attention to what was going on there. Unfortunately, with a bunch of garrisons, you don't have any way to repair. But, hey, it happens. Let's take a look at the third battle. Alright, well, dang. Three battles to start my day, and all three are tier 7. So, let's see here. Got a mining facility. Let's not go for the mining facility. We're going to go for the command center here, and then we're going to head to the center. This one should be a pretty quick battle, considering it's just me. Which is kind of like the second battle, where it was just me, but I was versus 2 other people. Alright, so we're going to go to the command center. That's going to help start capturing shenanigans. I'm not really... So normally I would be like sending people to the mining facility. I'm confident that I can win this battle on my own. And, hopefully get some personal points out of it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Pay attention to the planes that are around us. Kinda pay attention. See what I mean by these cannons? These cannons really start adding up the damage. Hello, sir. Hitting the air brakes here to try to get a tight turn. And it worked. Alright, so let's head to the center. Gonna get my boost going. Or, basically, I think of it as like refilling my boost meter. So that's what I'm doing right now. I don't need to rush over to the center. Just refilling my boost meter. I've got my bombs still. Like, everything that's down here can just be shot by frickin'... I think I just messed up. There is a light fighter right above me. Like, look at all this stuff that's like on no HP. It shouldn't be completely... Oh, dang it. I got all that ground stuff and they still took the frickin' sector? Kinda odd. I must admit. The reinforced bulk carriers, man, that's definitely the way to go. Holy cow. Alright. F3. Try to get as many friendlies in here as possible. Okay. The command centers are under our control. Communication with the headquarters established. Oh, we actually don't want to capture this sector? Shoot. I heard him in the background say both command centers are ours. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not what we want. Well, you know what? I guess we're gonna play some defense. So this plane can play defense. It does better when it's in the sector. There's air defense aircraft that are helping you out, so that way you're not the center of attention. Again, with this plane, you don't want to be the center of attention. It's not going to end up well for you. shouldn't be called Dora, it should be called Hyena. You don't want to be, you want to be like on the periphery. You want to do some stuff while other people aren't paying attention. Let's go. Took long enough. Let's get this guy. Don't need my pneumatic control assist because these planes are less maneuverable than I am. There we go. And yeah, we're winning the mining facility. So here I'm just going to head back to the center. I knew we were going to win this battle when it started. No Gabreski here because I'm not going to be capturing sectors. I'm just playing defense. But you'll notice when I'm playing defense, I'm going for the planes that I know I can get. I'm going for the planes that I know are distracted, or I'm going for those that are on really low health, because all it's going to take is a hit or two. Like, of these two, I'd go for the Spitfire typically first, but this guy's closer, so. And he's kind of just floating in space, because he's trying to go higher than he should. So, cool. And that's going to be game. Right? I mean, they got a bunch of guys up there. Do I go over here and defend it, or do I let him take it? He says as he boosts to the sector. Come on, I ain't got all day. You think these recordings are just instantly made? I got things to do, man. Ah. Tornado is actually a really dangerous plane because it is so maneuverable. Ooh, victory's in sight. There we go. Use my pneumatic control assist in that situation to get on target. Got a Lambert, yay. Got a Lambert while defending. That's pretty funny. Got a Conqueror even. So, cool. Got the win. An easy win. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a good plane. I like a plane that no matter what, I can take over a sector, right? There's sometimes you go to a sector and you kill all the aircraft, and like you still need to do ground damage, but you don't have the plane built for it. This plane can do that, and I love it. So that first battle, we got 13 kills, 3 sectors captured. You know, again, having the sectors kind of spread out in that manner didn't really allow us to get all the sectors captured as much as we would have liked to. So yeah. Not a bad thing. I'm not going to complain by any means. That first battle is just kind of like standard Dora kind of stuff. I didn't do nearly as much ground damage as I would have liked to have done, but I mean, sometimes you don't. But you've got them there, and you should leverage them when you get the chance, right? All right, so that second battle, 4 sectors captured this time. We were on our way. I was really trying to do a Gabreski in that second one, but wasn't meant to be. Got a win to get a Gabreski anyway. Got a Lambert, though, out of it. And, you know, kudos to Voodoo here in the B-32. Did what they needed to do. It's not a bad overall battle, right? It's one of those things, like, you can't control the whole game, especially in World of Warplanes, where, the most you're getting is, like, 6 per side. You get a lot of games where it's 2 people per side, and so you're half the team, and you try to do your best. And, as long as you're coming up with the proper tactics as far as which sector to go for and what's going on in your micro section, that's what you need to get better at. Don't stress out about the fact that, oh, my team was down a person and they had a friggin' bomber that could take over a sector in 5 seconds once it started dropping bombs. It doesn't matter. If that upsets you, then just stop playing the game, because it's going to happen from time to time. And it's not worth it. The game is meant to be fun, or at least that's my thought process on it. I had fun in this battle. I didn't get the win, but that's not what causes me to have fun. I try to get better with every battle. And, yeah. Let's take a look at the third battle. All right, and so that third battle, we could have gotten a Gabreski, actually, if I could have not... If we'd allowed me to capture another sector. But 13 kills, overall good game. To be expected when you're in that kind of situation. And the thing with the Dora is, A, reinforced ball carriers. I'm glad I went with those. Good on the suggestion of that. But the other thing is, leverage it like a multi-role fighter. Emma's really, really good. I definitely tell a difference in the range of the cannons, and the slight increase in maneuverability is actually very helpful with this plane. Emma's worth it if you like the Dora. If you like the FW190s, Emma's totally worth whatever the grind is. I'm not saying she's worth money. I'm not sure anything in World of Warplanes is really worth money anymore. Like, they're just kind of, handing out premium stuff every once in a while. They're not expanding the game or fixing the issues or balancing anything. It's a fun game. I like playing it, so don't get me wrong. I'm not sure I'd spend money on Emma, though, all things considered. Unless, like, the Dora is your, like, if the Dora is your plane, Emma's 100% worth it. Worth the money, even, if that's all you do is play the Dora. It makes the Dora better. She makes the Dora better. But even if you don't get if you don't get Emma, just doing the missions and getting those extra bonuses and stuff that you get from the missions, even if you don't complete it, that's still worth it. So I'd still be doing the missions. Try to get Emma if you can. If you can't, okay. But if you can, cool. Yeah, I really like this plane. It's a strong plane and can do a little bit of everything. Just don't put it in a position that it is not meant to succeed in. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth, but I hope you appreciate that. And again, if you're here at the end, remember I am streaming tonight on Twitch. Feel free to join me for 3 to 4 hours, and we'll hopefully have a good time. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope a lot of things, apparently. Bye.